The purple energy blade sliced through the air with a terrible sound. It was the sound of doom. Shin, the Supreme Kai of Universe 7, looked down at his chest in total shock. He could not believe what was happening. He saw the energy blade sticking out of his body. He coughed, and he felt his strength leaving him very fast. He looked up at the person who had done this. It was Zamasu. Zamasu had a cold look in his eyes. He did not look sorry at all. He looked happy. He looked like he had been waiting for this moment for a very long time. Shin tried to speak, but he could not get the words out. He fell to his knees on the green grass of the sacred world of the Kais. Kibito was standing nearby, and he was too frozen with fear to move. He shouted for Shin, but it was too late. The life of the Supreme Kai was fading away. Far away from there, on a different planet that looked like a giant tree, something terrible was happening too. Lord Beerus, the God of Destruction, was sitting at his table. He was about to eat a delicious cup of pudding. He had been waiting all day for this pudding. He lifted his spoon and smiled. But then his smile disappeared. His eyes went wide. He dropped the spoon. It clattered onto the table. Beerus grabbed his chest. He felt a sharp pain like he had never felt before. It felt like his heart was stopping. He gasped for air. Whis, his angel attendant, turned around slowly. Whis usually looked calm, but now he looked a little sad. Beerus fell off his chair and hit the ground. He looked at Whis. He knew what this meant. If the Supreme Kai dies, the God of Destruction dies too. They are a set. They are linked by life. Beerus tried to stand up, but his body started to glow with purple light. He was fading away. He gritted his teeth. He was angry that he went out like this. He did not get to fight. He did not get to finish his pudding. He just faded into purple dust. Whis closed his eyes. He tapped his staff on the ground. Since his master was gone, Whis could not stay awake. Angels stop working when their god dies. A bright light covered Whis, and he vanished into his staff to sleep until a new God of Destruction appeared. The planet became very quiet. The fish in the oracle bowl stopped swimming. The trees stopped moving in the wind. The greatest power in the universe was gone in just 1 second. Back on Earth, everything seemed normal at first. It was a sunny day. Birds were singing. Goku was in his field, driving his tractor. He was supposed to be working, but he was thinking about training. He wanted to fight someone strong. He wiped sweat from his forehead and looked up at the sky. Suddenly, he felt a strange feeling in his stomach. It was not hunger, it was something else. He felt a huge emptiness. He stopped the tractor. He put 2 fingers to his forehead to sense energy. He was looking for Beerus's energy. Usually, Beerus's energy felt like a giant sun burning far away. It was scary and heavy, but now there was nothing. It was just a blank space. Goku frowned. He thought maybe he was making a mistake. He tried harder to sense it. Still nothing. At the Capsule Corp building, Vegeta was in the gravity room. He was training very hard. He was doing push-ups with 1 finger. Sweat was dripping off his nose. The gravity was set to 500 times normal gravity. Vegeta was grunting with effort. Suddenly, he froze. He fell to the ground. He did not fall because of the gravity. He fell because of the shock. He felt it too. The god energy was gone. Vegeta stood up quickly and turned off the gravity machine. The red light dimmed. The door opened with a hiss. Vegeta walked out into the hallway. He looked worried. He had never felt this kind of fear before. It was not the fear of a monster. It was the fear of the unknown. If Beerus was gone, who would protect the universe? Vegeta clenched his fists. He needed to find Kakarot. Goku appeared in front of Vegeta, using instant transmission. Goku looked serious. He did not have his usual goofy smile. He asked Vegeta if he felt it too. Vegeta nodded his head. He said that Beerus's energy had completely vanished. Goku suggested that maybe Beerus was sleeping, but Vegeta said no. Even when Beerus sleeps, his pressure is there. This was different. This felt like death. Goku said they needed to go to Beerus's planet right away to check on him. Vegeta agreed. He grabbed Goku's shoulder. Goku searched for Whis' energy, but he could not find it. That was even scarier. Whis was always there. If Whis was gone, then something really bad had happened. Goku tried to find the energy of the oracle fish. It was very faint, but he found it. He focused hard and used instant transmission. Zip. They were gone. They appeared on Beerus's planet. It was silent. Usually, there were sounds of explosions or Whis humming. Now, there was nothing. The beautiful garden looked sad. The hourglasses filled with sand were still. Goku called out for Lord Beerus. His voice echoed, but no one answered. Vegeta walked over to the table where Beerus usually ate. He saw the cup of pudding on the ground. He saw the spoon. He saw a small pile of purple dust on the grass. Vegeta knelt down. He touched the dust. He looked up at Goku with wide eyes. He told Goku that this was Beerus. Goku could not believe it. He asked how a god of destruction could just die. He was the strongest being they knew. Vegeta stood up and looked around. He remembered something important. Whis had told them once about the link. He told them that if the Supreme Kai dies, the God of Destruction dies too. Vegeta explained this to Goku. Goku gasped. He realized that this meant something happened to Supreme Kai Shin. They had to go to the sacred world of the Kais immediately. Goku was panicked now. Shin was their friend. If Shin was dead, that meant someone killed him. And if someone killed him, that meant there was a new enemy. An enemy smart enough to know the secret weakness of the gods. Goku focused on finding Gohan's energy back on Earth first, just to make sure the Earth was safe. Then he searched for Kibito's energy. He found it. It felt weak and trembling. Goku grabbed Vegeta again. They teleported to the sacred world of the Kais. When they arrived, the sky was dark. The beautiful green grass was burnt in some places. They saw Kibito crying over a body. Goku ran over. He saw Shin lying there. Shin was not moving. His eyes were closed. There was a hole in his clothes where the energy blade had hit him. Goku fell to his knees. He checked for a pulse, but there was none. Shin was gone. Vegeta looked around. He was on high alert. He transformed into a Super Saiyan immediately. His yellow hair stood up and a golden aura surrounded him. He knew the killer might still be nearby. He shouted for the enemy to come out. He blasted a small rock with energy just to show he was ready to fight. Then they heard a laugh. It was a cold, high-pitched laugh. It came from the top of a hill. Goku and Vegeta looked up. Standing there was a man in dark clothes. He had green skin and white hair. He wore a Patara earring. It was Zamasu. But he looked different than the Zamasu they had met in other timelines. This Zamasu had a cruel smile. Goku stood up. He was angry. He clenched his fist so hard his knuckles turned white. He asked Zamasu why he did this. Zamasu looked down at them like they were bugs. He said that this was the only way to save the universe. He said that mortals were a mistake. He said that gods who protect mortals are also a mistake. He explained that by killing the Supreme Kai, he had removed the only obstacle in his way. Now that Beerus was dead, no one could stop him. No one could use the destruction energy against him. He was free to enact his Zero Mortals plan. Vegeta did not want to hear a speech. He flew up the hill very fast. He threw a punch at Zamasu's face. Zamasu did not even move his feet. He just tilted his head to the side. Vegeta's punch missed. Zamasu brought up his hand and fired a blast of invisible energy. It hit Vegeta in the stomach. Vegeta flew backward and crashed into the ground. He coughed up spit. He was surprised. Zamasu was much stronger than before. Goku powered up too. He went straight to Super Saiyan 2. Lightning crackled around him. He flew at Zamasu. He threw a flurry of kicks and punches. Zamasu blocked them all with one hand. Zamasu's eyes glowed. He summoned an energy blade on his hand. It was purple and sharp. He slashed at Goku. Goku dodged just in time, but the blade cut his orange GI. Goku jumped back. He asked Zamasu how he got so strong. Zamasu laughed again. He said that he had taken the body of a warrior in another timeline. But for this timeline, he simply trained and studied the weakness of the gods. He said that he knew Goku and Vegeta relied on Beerus to save them when things got too tough. But now, there was no safety net. There was no Whis to rewind time. There was only death. Zamasu raised his hand to the sky. The clouds turned purple. Lightning struck the ground. He was charging a huge attack. Vegeta stood up and wiped his mouth. He flew up next to Goku. He said they needed to work together. They could not hold back. Goku nodded. He shouted and transformed into Super Saiyan Blue. His hair turned blue, and a calm, fiery blue aura surrounded him. Vegeta did the same. The pressure of their energy cracked the ground beneath them. They were ready to use their full power. They both flew at Zamasu at the same time. The fight was intense. The sound of their punches was like thunder. Boom, boom, boom. They hit Zamasu from both sides. Zamasu struggled a little bit. He was strong, but fighting two Super Saiyan Blues was hard. However, Zamasu had a trick. He used his telekinesis to grab Kibito. He pulled Kibito through the air and held him by the neck. He told Goku and Vegeta to stop, or he would kill Kibito too. Goku froze. He held his hand out and yelled for Zamasu to stop. Vegeta hesitated. He did not care about Kibito as much as Goku did, but he knew they needed the Kai's attendants to use the teleportation or healing. Zamasu smiled. He threw Kibito aside like a ragdoll. While Goku was distracted watching Kibito, Zamasu appeared behind Goku. He stabbed his energy blade through Goku's shoulder. Goku screamed in pain. The blade burned his skin. Zamasu kicked Goku to the ground. Vegeta roared and fired a final flash. A huge beam of yellow energy shot towards Zamasu. Zamasu put up a barrier of clear energy. The beam hit the barrier and exploded. Smoke covered everything. When the smoke cleared, Zamasu was still standing there. He did not have a scratch on him. He dusted off his shoulder. He looked bored. He said that their power was impressive for mortals, but it was still just mortal power. He was a god. He had a divine mission. He flew high into the air. He said he was done playing with them. He had a universe to cleanse. He turned his back on them and flew away into space. He was heading for Earth. Goku held his bleeding shoulder. He tried to stand up. He told Vegeta they had to follow him. If Zamasu got to Earth, he would kill everyone. Bulma, Chi-Chi, Goten, Trunks, everyone would be gone. Vegeta looked at the sky where Zamasu had vanished. He felt a chill. He knew Zamasu was right about one thing. Without Beerus, the balance was gone. They were on their own. Vegeta flew over to Goku. He gave Goku a senzu bean that he had kept in his armor. Goku ate it. The wound on his shoulder healed instantly. He stood up and rotated his arm. He thanked Vegeta. They looked at Kibito. Kibito was injured but alive. He was weeping over Shin's body. Goku walked over and put a hand on Kibito's shoulder. He said he was sorry. He promised to bring Shin back with the Dragon Balls. But then Kibito shook his head. He said it might be too late. The Dragon Balls on Earth were tied to Dende. If Zamasu killed Dende, the balls would turn to stone, and if Zamasu destroyed the Namekian Dragon Balls, there would be no hope. They realized the danger. Zamasu was not just killing people. He was destroying the means to fix it. Goku and Vegeta realized they had to beat Zamasu to Earth. Goku grabbed Vegeta. He focused on Trunks' energy on Earth. Zip. They were gone. They arrived at Capsule Corp. It was still peaceful there. Bulma was drinking tea on the balcony. She saw them appear and waved. She smiled, but then she saw their faces. They looked terrified. She put her tea down. She asked what was wrong. Vegeta told her to get inside and activate the defense shield. He told her Beerus was dead. Bulma's jaw dropped. She asked if he was joking. Vegeta shouted that he never jokes about death. He told her to hide Trunks and Bulla. Just then, the sky over West City turned black. Purple clouds swirled in a circle. A face appeared in the clouds. It was Zamasu's face. He was huge. His voice boomed over the whole city. He announced the Judgment Day had arrived. He told the humans that their time was over. People on the streets stopped walking. They looked up at the sky in confusion. Cars stopped. The city went quiet. Then, red lightning bolts started shooting down from the clouds. They hit buildings. The buildings exploded. People started screaming and running. Goku and Vegeta flew up to the clouds. They tried to blast the face, but their blast went right through it. It was just a projection. The real Zamasu was somewhere else. He was hiding his energy. He was playing a game with them. He wanted them to watch their world suffer. Goku was frustrated. He looked around wildly. He shouted for Zamasu to come out and fight. Suddenly, a beam of light shot up from the ocean. It was Zamasu. He was floating above the water. He raised both hands. The ocean water began to rise. He was creating a massive tidal wave. The wave was bigger than the skyscrapers. It was heading straight for the city. Goku flew towards the wave. He used the Kaioken. His aura turned red and mixed with the blue. He cupped his hands. Kamehameha, he shouted. He fired a massive blue beam at the wave. The beam hit the water and vaporized a huge hole in the middle of it. The water crashed around the city, flooding the streets, but the main force was stopped. Goku panted. That took a lot of energy. Vegeta flew at Zamasu while Goku handled the water. Vegeta punched Zamasu hard in the stomach. This time, he connected. Zamasu flew back. Vegeta did not stop. He chased him. He punched him again and again. He was fighting for his family. He was fighting for his daughter. Zamasu blocked a kick and grabbed Vegeta's leg. He spun Vegeta around and threw him into the ocean. Vegeta crashed into the water with a huge splash. Zamasu lifted his finger. He fired a laser into the water. The water boiled and exploded. Vegeta shot out of the water looking angry and wet. He charged a Gallic gun. Gallic gun! Fire! The purple beam shot up. Zamasu countered with his own energy ball. The two attacks clashed in the air. The struggle was even. The light was blinding. Meanwhile, in the timeline of future Trunks, things were shifting too. Because the God of Destruction died in the past, the ripples were felt in the future. Future Trunks was sitting by a fire with Mai. He felt a disturbance. He looked at his hand. It was shaking. He did not know why, but he felt that something had changed in the past. He hoped his father and Goku were okay. He had no idea that the safety of the entire timeline had just been shattered. Back in the present, Goku joined Vegeta. They stood side by side in the air. Zamasu hovered opposite them. Zamasu clapped his hands slowly. He said they were entertaining, but he was tired of this planet. He decided to destroy the whole Earth. He started to glow very bright. He was gathering all his energy into a giant ball of destruction. It looked like a dark sun. It grew bigger and bigger. Goku and Vegeta knew they could not let that ball hit the ground. If it touched the earth, the core would explode. Everyone would die. Goku looked at Vegeta. He said they had no choice. They had to use their full power, even if it broke their bodies. Vegeta nodded. They both screamed. Their power levels skyrocketed. The ocean waves pushed back just from the force of their scream. The glass on the buildings in West City shattered. They charged their ultimate attacks. Goku charged a Kamehameha. Vegeta charged a final flash. They combined their attacks. The blue and yellow beams twisted together into one giant beam of hope. They fired it at Zamasu's death ball. The beams hit the ball. There was a struggle. Zamasu pushed down. Goku and Vegeta pushed up. The ground beneath the city started to crack. The air became hot. It was a battle of wills. Zamasu shouted that mortals must perish. Goku shouted that they would never give up. With one final push, Goku used Kaioken times 20. His body turned deep red. The beam grew twice as large. It pushed the death ball back. It hit Zamasu. Zamasu looked surprised. The beam engulfed him. He screamed as the energy burned him. The beam flew out into space and exploded far away from Earth. The night sky lit up like it was daytime. Goku and Vegeta fell out of the sky. They were exhausted. They landed on a beach. They lay in the sand, breathing heavy. They had won for now, but they knew it was not over. Zamasu was immortal in his mind. He would come back, and without Beerus, there was no Hakai to erase him. They were the only defense left. The universe had become a much darker place. The Age of Gods was over. The Age of Survival had begun. This is just the beginning of the nightmare for Universe 7.